Well, in just 2 short weeks, the U.S. Open will be arriving in Vail. I cannot wait for this event to kick off. Let's chat a little bit about the U.S. Open and the awesome free concerts that are going to be going on. First, let's focus in on our women's division. Last year, the slopestyle came down to Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, a young New Zealander, against Jamie Anderson, the legendary veteran in the sport. And Jamie Anderson this year, she just can't be stopped. She's coming off of wins at both the X Games and the Dew Tour. She has been a legend in our sport for, gosh, it feels like 20 years, but I know she's not quite that old. But as soon as she stepped on a snowboard, she's just been dominating competitions. But last year, Zoe, the underdog, came and kind of took her out. Let's see if Zoe can keep it up. I always root for Australians and New Zealanders because those are my two favorite countries. They're just awesome vibes down in Australia and New Zealand. And speaking of Australians, the men's halfpipe competition is going to be fire this year as they completely change up what you think of a halfpipe can be. And Scotty James, coming out of Australia, just like Jamie Anderson, won both the X Games and the Dew Tour halfpipe. But the U.S. Open is going to give him a totally different challenge. The U.S. Open this year is going to blend a 22-foot super wall halfpipe with a 13-foot wall mini pipe, as well as having various features on the lip of the halfpipe. So you're going to see some really cool transitions, some really cool hand plants, and just kind of change up this stock halfpipe run that we've sort of been seeing for the past 20 years. You know, it was about 10 years ago now, Shaun White dropped a 100 on the U.S. Open course, and we've been thinking for so long, where can it go? How can the runs keep getting stepped up? Well, the answer is to change up how the course looks. It's going to be really unique this year. And now, one of the big reasons the U.S. Open has become so popular are the free concert series. And Burton has done a great job of bringing in a unique array of artists this year. Thursday night, things kick off with Big Freedia and Arrested Development. Big Freedia has been around since the late 80s, early 90s. She is a diva, a soulful, funky diva, and Arrested Development is kind of an old school hip hop band from the 90s. They've got a really rad flavor. They kind of feel like old school hieroglyphics or Busta Rhymes from back in the day. So that's going to be a blast on Friday night. And then Saturday, they've got Evan Gaia and Big Wild. Evan Gaia is a female pop star, really haunting sort of lyrics and vocals. And then Big Wild is a pop artist out of New Hampshire. So it's just a great array of artists. And then, of course, the DJ party Saturday night at Dobson Ice Arena. Whoo! U.S. Open, 2 weeks. Can't wait.